welcome to episode 14 of Down to Dunk. You can find us on The Athletic and anywhere else you subscribe to your podcast. Go to theathletic.com/down-to-dunk and get The Athletic for $1 a month for 6 months. I am Luke. Joined this morning by Andrew.
I gotta say, I'm just fired up to be here today. It's pretty cool. Pretty damn cool.
Slam through.
Tyler. Lucas. Joe. Slam through. And Jay.
It's Jay.
Well, guys, the Thunder destroyed the
close
Blazers.
game, exciting game last
Just
night.
killed
Just
the Blazers.
Back and forth, lead changes.
There was one lead change. There was one, and it's almost comical how the game opened up last night with Scoot Henderson stripping Josh Giddey and then throwing down a nasty slam, and then
Hitting a three.
the Thunder miss, and then come off the court and he hits a three, and you're like, oh, this might be
It's
interesting.
really set the tone because later on in that same exact game, he didn't touch anything when he shot a three-pointer. It literally hit nothing.
Those were the two best moments of Scoot Henderson.
I was like, oh, he's about to have a game.
I know. I thought so too. I was like, oh man, Scoot could have like 35 or something. This could be cool.
No,
And
the whole team didn't have 35 in the first half, basically.
did you look at the box score of the Blazers? It looks like a Thunder first quarter box score. Like it's just like bizarre. I actually have the physical one right here.
Ooh,
Oh,
physical.
my
Look at that.
gosh.
Feel that paper stock. That's thick.
It's
good
paper.
that is signed by Scoot
What
Henderson.
pound is that?
Hey, Scoot, will you sign this? You were
This is
terrible.
This is such a unique night, Scoot. Do you mind?
yeah. It is a unique night.
You
That's why I
won't remember
remember
this.
That's why I grabbed it. I was like, this is
Oh.
interesting. It's history. You're holding history.
62 point.
Look at those
Win.
plus minuses down.
Scoot Henderson had only the second worst plus minus in the history of the NBA.
Minus 56.
So minus 57 is the
bad.
record. And my guy Keith Parrish of Fast Break Breakfast had the stat. It was Manny Harris in 2011 that had a minus 57.
Who?
Manny Harris. It's a role player. He said he didn't know this, but Miles Bridges was a minus 56 in a game this season
Whoa.
against the 76ers. So
Wow.
it's
It-
Miles Bridges and Scoot Henderson.
Yeah. It
Jeez.
was really fun to watch the Thunder offense play
Yeah.
for 2 quarters.
Yeah.
Third quarter, because I went to the game and we had really fun seats. It was really neat. It was a couple from church took us. It was a lot of fun. But
yeah.
and we started the fourth. No, we didn't even get to the fourth quarter, but we're sitting there in the third quarter and he leans over to me and he's like, hey, people feel pressure. Like, hey, are you cool? Do we need to stay for the rest of this? And so we picked up and left there at the beginning of the fourth because it was like, get home, get my son ready for.
Well, I
whatever.
contemplated leaving too,
I mean,
and
it was so bad. I was like, when I saw Keontae Johnson, like basically
shout out Keontae.
play the last 5 minutes, and you could almost feel it. There's a play where Chet, I can't remember if he was. I guess he was on. It would have been on defense, and he took a pretty nasty fall.
Yeah,
And you saw Mark like fly off the bench, call a
He's like,
timeout. Like
nope.
everybody off the floor,
That's
get
it.
out of here.
that's it. Keontae, Oos,
Yeah.
get in here,
Not
boys.
you, Poku.
Yeah,
Keontae got 17 minutes. The garbage.
dude. The
minute
garbage
last
time
night.
started halfway through the third quarter.
They
Yeah.
were.
I stopped watching.
It's what you want to be able to do to teams like this, where it's like
Yes.
dismantle them and sit.
Yeah.
Because this team has. I mean, it's kind of a back-to-back gauntlet over the course of January. Like
Mhm.
I was looking back at the week that made everybody go, oh no, maybe they're not as good as we thought.
Yeah.
They beat Boston, then they fly late night, early morning, whatever you want to call it, lose to Atlanta, lose to the Nets,
Yeah,
come back and play okay against the Wizards. Not
Yeah.
great.
I thought they played well, but I thought the
They're
Wizards
still
were
def-
the
they-
Wizards were hitting dumb shots. I
Yes, but the Thunder-
actually think the defense was okay. in
Was
that
it
game.
okay? Well, I didn't watch it intense enough to be able to evaluate that.
The
but-
Wizards hit some of the dumbest shots.
And yeah, so and then after that, Heat game, it was a good win.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
that
a
was a
solid
good
win.
Heat are always pesky, regardless of the
Doesn't
fact that
matter.
they didn't have Jimmy Butler.
Doesn't matter who's out there.
And you start to say, okay, well, they're, it happens. And then I look back and I was like, they played like 4 games and 5.5, like 6 nights,
Yeah.
basically. It was just a really full week
Well,
with a lot of travel.
yeah, I asked Mark about it before the game, and he said that, if you look at the context of like each of those games, they got in at like 3, 4, 5 a.m. Like to those places. Like, and he said he said we have to learn how to like grind through those scenarios, like no matter what the context is. But it's like the context for like that road trip is that they're exhausted. Like they didn't hardly get any sleep like the whole time.
Yeah, and you could see what was impressive about that road trip. And I know it's been a week now that it's already happened, but what was impressive about it is the fact that their offense was still elite
Yeah,
across the board. It just
they're
is
the number one offense. In,
it
like,
was
the last
just you
10
could see
games.
the defensive effort against the Hawks, which the Hawks are a good offense, but
Yeah.
it just lacked against them. And then the Nets game was the one that was like they are dragging their bodies up and down the floor. But then you followed up with 3 straight wins, and they're now sitting tied for first in the West. And I think it would be, I don't know, one of the coolest things that could possibly happen for this team to be Mark Daignault being the coach of the All-Star team.
Can you imagine?
It would be amazing. He'd be so annoyed that he had to do that.
He has to coach LeBron
It's like older than him.
and Curry. Yeah, who are like, LeBron, who is older than him, which is bizarre. So the Thunder over the last 10 games do have the number 1 offense in the NBA at 126.5.
Hooray!
Which is insane.
Wow.
And if you look at, that game last night was like, this is kind of how the Sixers got this crazy net rating early on in the season. They played teams like that and they just pummeled them. The Thunder up to second net rating, 9.1. We talked last week they were at an 8, and like they've jumped up to 9 already. They are 5th in defense and 4th in offense.
And Andrew, it wasn't that long ago that you were talking about like that 6-point net rating
Yeah,
This was
marker.
literally last week.
Last week, yeah.
What?
Yeah. It
Wasn't
could
that
have
long?
been. It could be to the minute.
Yeah.
It wasn't that long.
It may
ago.
be.
I think it might be to the minute
same time
because
1 week ago.
because we started late last week.
It wasn't
might
that
be
long ago.
to the minute.
You're right.
I was thinking it was like a month ago.
No, bro.
Anyway, to go up 3 points in net rating in a week.
1 point, but the 6 marker.
I am out of my mind right now. I
You
feel like
are.
I'm having a moment
You
because
definitely
I
are.
think I thought that was like a month ago, and I thought we had this whole thing between you and Luke didn't understand what you were saying.
No,
Yeah,
it was
this-
actually
that-
me that didn't understand. Well,
No, it was Luke.
so it was both of us.
All right, listen, Grandpa.
I didn't know what net rating was, apparently.
That was last
12
year.
11 years doing this. And then Luke missed, and I re-listened to it just to catch it all. And you did say it right at the beginning,
I
what
did.
their number was.
Yeah.
And then we talked and go, Lucas, what is it? What number was it?
Yeah.
And you're like,
I
what
didn't
are
listen to
you
that.
talking about? Like, what number is what?
What number is it?
We're good at this.
Anyway,
What number was it?
6.
8.1. So the Thunder are at a 9.1 now.
So who do you
Oh.
is that from cleaning?
No, this is from NBA.com.
So dude, you probably said this, and I was too busy just trying to get inside of Taylor's mind. So I saw last night, and has
luck.
this changed? They were second in net rating, right?
Mhm.
Behind Boston.
Mhm.
Did you already say that?
Mhm.
All right, I'm gonna head home.
We should all head home.
I've had,
Andrew,
I've had a morning.
take it over.
It's yeah, dude. It's the weather. We'll call it the weather.
Yep.
Bird.
Philly's third at 8.
Cold.
And
Our
then
brains are
4th is the Clippers, and they're at a 5.4. So like if you look at just these high level numbers, there's 3 elite teams in the league: Boston, OKC, and Philly, and they are all 3 of them are top 5 in both offense and defense.
Mm.
And then their net ratings are all 8 or above.
By the way, one of my bold takes was Thunder would be top. Actually, I didn't go that bold.
Yeah,
Are you sure
I
about
s-
that?
I started saying they'd be top 5 in offense and defense, and then I said, okay, top 10 in one of them and top 5 in the other. And
Yeah.
that was still
Taylor, it's hard for me to trust
Not bold enough.
that. That's
Yeah,
true.
you're right. Maybe you
You
said
sure that
that
wasn't last year's?
Yeah.
That would be bold.
That would be bold. So before the games, I love to just go stand on the court, watch the guys practice, and then just like talk to people as they're kind of like coming in and out of like courtside. And the amount of people that are like, can you believe this? Like, can you believe how good this team is? Like, did anybody think like this could actually happen? And I go sitting there talking to somebody, and he was saying like, I can't believe that I'm here. Like, I cannot believe that we're here, and like the Thunder have a chance to be the number one in the West, and this team is this good. I mean, it's, if you like really think about it, it's
crazy.
It is insane where they're at today.
It's still hard to accept.
And I think, but one of the things that it is doing though for this fan base, I think I was genuinely concerned that would this team be able to support, would the city be able to or sustain the support of the team that they used to, right? Like, because it was special. Those first 5-6 years were special as an organization. And last night, the Trailblazers, like, it was a throwaway game.
Yeah.
Like we were at a restaurant eating, and we were talking about it, and I was like,
What restaurant?
Which one?
I'm not gonna tell you guys.
Come on.
Why?
Because I don't want people to come and find me at restaurants.
You go to the same one before every game?
Yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Do you really go to the same one?
Arby's. No. I don't. I rarely ever go to
Tell
games.
us the
Number one.
restaurant.
We went to Mahogany beforehand.
Someone wants something from the pastor.
I didn't. No, I ate a pork chop.
Someone needs a little favor.
Ate a pork chop.
I'm trying. Anyway, God, see, guys, I hate you so much. But what was I even say? Oh,
It's nice because you can walk.
well, that's the thing. It actually is like a killer deal. You valet your car for $10, and then you just can walk right over. You can have a little appetizer, sit at the bar if you want to. Although it's packed.
Oh yeah,
Packed.
it's packed.
All that to say that I was like, yeah, this game's probably not going to be very good. And I know that the sentiment around the city was probably the same, like, but it still was a decent crowd. Like,
Yeah,
and people hung in there,
Mm-hmm.
even though it was a boring, rest of the game. But the first half was a lot of fun. And then Jazzercise had the halftime, which was, something.
Oh,
That's
what-
great,
what-
man.
that's
They still
so
have that
high.
gig, huh? Wow.
That's the worst halftime.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the worst.
The worst
but
is Raindrops. The,
Come
the little
on.
kid dance squad is the worst. And then, but the Jazzercise ladies
This guy
is bad too.
this guy has no soul.
What?
The-
Okay.
the kids.
Oh, okay. What's okay? Would you rather see the Raindrops or Red Panda?
Red Panda's kind of overrated. to me.
Red Panda's
Well,
overplayed.
which would you rather see? Which would
Raindrops.
you rather see? Raindrops? No.
Yeah, I would know.
Get out of
I
there.
don't know.
I would say Red Panda.
You remember the time you were at the halftime show where lady almost drowned to death?
Literally, I think about it all the time. Saw death.
Didn't mean for it to be traumatic.
Saw death.
Yeah.
She died. She lived.
You know, something for me that I think makes it harder to accept is I wish like the Nuggets were the 1 seed that we were tied with,
Yeah.
because the Timberwolves being this good all year is what
They're
it's
good.
all they are good. The Timberwolves being the number 1 seed all year is the hardest thing for me to accept
Mhm.
and be like, oh, the Timberwolves are actually good. To me, I'm like, okay, it's the Timberwolves. All right, this is kind of a fluke. That's just what I feel. And they are good. They have been good. They're getting like they deserve the games that they win. Cat has been really good. Gobert is going to win Defensive Player of the Year. Ant-Man's been great. But that it's just because it's that team. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
The thing that I worry about is it scares me that when the Thunder feel like they're peaking in like January, February, because we've seen that before. Because like we want to be peaking obviously during the playoffs.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know if this is their peak just because it's new. Like maybe they have another gear, but I know that there are other teams out there that I know have that other gear, and I haven't seen that yet from Thunder because which just so
Who are the
new.
other teams?
Like the Nuggets. We know that, and like, well, okay, they're not going to this year, but the Warriors, I think the Lakers too. Like the ones with the experience know how to turn it on for playoffs, I think, and we just don't know with the Thunder yet because they've never been in that position with
All
his
right,
team.
so here's a problem I have with this conversation: is playing your best basketball or peaking at the right time. Is that a thing in basketball, or is it just about do you have enough experience to turn it on for the playoffs?
I think probably both.
I don't know.
Like
I
you've
feel
seen
like
teams like I can't remember what year of the Grizzlies this was, but it was a Grizzlies team that after the All-Star break went on this epic run and ended up sustaining them through the playoffs. They were very mediocre up until that point. Like it happens. I think, Luke, if you talk about teams that I'd be concerned about having, and I think this is the only thing people can lean on when they talk negatively about the Thunder's chances for the playoffs is just experience. And you're right. Like the Nuggets are going to have more experience. The Suns are going to have more experience. You got the Warriors, obviously, if they make it in there, although they're a dumpster fire.
They're behind Utah right now.
The Lakers. You've got, obviously, I don't know if I said the Clippers, but you have these teams that when they get there, they're going to have the experience. I think the counterpoint to that is the youth and skill that the Thunder play with. Like, they're not, it's not a flash in the pan the way that they're playing. I think that's where the statistics that Andrew read for us tell a better story of this isn't, we're 37 games.
I was going to say, because it's 37 games and not like 15.
Yeah. I mean, this is who the team is. And you still also have to deal with the fact that Nuggets, and I know we mentioned this last week, so this was last week,
about a month
talking
ago.
about like Chet Holmgren's 1 year removed from a season-ending injury. I get
that
all
was
of those
last
things.
week.
Yeah, but you also still have to deal with the fact that like the Clippers are uncertain. I think they're the third best team in the West outside. Well, I guess Minnesota technically would be that too, but I don't know. I think that there's a lot of valid conversation around the fact that this team is too young and inexperienced to really know what they're going to look like in that run, the playoff run.
Yeah.
But man, it's not a fluke that they're playing at this elite level. Like they're a really good basketball team.
Yeah.
With one of the best players in the league, if not,
What- I
Oh,
think what was fluky a little bit was like the Chris Paul team, like did not have a good net rating. They were winning like all their games in the clutch. You know, like they played the most clutch minutes that season, I think. I mean, there's some fluke in that. But whenever you show up as like a top 5 in both categories over this span of games, it's just that's not a fluke. Could they still lose in round 1? Yes, they could because of their inexperience, but
And
they're still really good.
It's just crazy because we're not sneaking up and doing damage. We're just doing damage. We're number 1 in the West. I mean, that is, it almost feels too good to be true, you know? So I'm just like, I'm worried.
You know what really helps me is when the ultimate pessimist, Alex, goes on the podcast and is like, I mean, all the advanced stats are there. I can't deny anything. They are contenders. That is just what it is. So that really helps me a lot. So I love it. You know, find comfort in that.
Yeah, the biggest thing to me is I just think Shea's a killer, man. And I think that he's so unstoppable as an offensive player, and he has this desire and will to be a defensive player who is making a difference. Like there was a point in that third quarter where the game is clearly decided and there's a loose ball and Shea jumps on the floor to get it. Like he is a gamer who he's a baller, but he wants to win above all else. And I don't know, man. He is generationally special.
Yeah.
Like what did he shoot 73% last night on a ho-hum 31-point performance? Like, and I was watching him play, and it was, being in the arena is so different. Like it's maybe where you are, Andrew, you're just better at doing this, but I don't have quite as broad as a understanding of what the game is looking like. It's just harder for me, like statistically or to figure out what things are doing. But man, you can watch him play and you're like, he's genuinely unguardable. His quickness, his ability to finish, his shooting. Like I saw some stat that over like the last 5 games, so I guess in January, he's shooting 52% from the 3-point line on like 4 attempts a game. Like if he begins to shoot, not obviously, if he shoots at 50% from the 3-point line on 4 to
If he's 50, 50, 90,
he will change the entire NBA. But if he's shooting consistently with the 3-point line, like he's genuinely unstoppable. We talk about that all the time about guys like Jokic or Giannis and LeBron, all these guys. But like we have that guy.
Mhm.
Like that guy is playing in Oklahoma City and will be, knock on wood, for the next decade. So I'm like, with him as your leader, like I don't know what the ceiling is for this team this year.
And
Like it's hard for me to detract from this ability. And he's got at least 3, 4. I mean, he's got 2 series of playoff experience in his tenure, which is not substantial.
Yeah.
But it's something that I'm like, at least he knows and he's hungry, man. It's crazy to watch it. Like, I just think small throwaway statements like the Miami at the end of the Miami Heat game or in the press conference afterwards. And, I can't remember. I'm assuming it was Tumbleson that was saying bye to the Miami journalists. Like, hey, we'll see you guys next year. Y'all have a good one. And then Shea on his way out, it's like, actually, we might see you in the NBA finals.
Yeah.
It's like he has one goal and he said it. He articulated it. He's like, the accolades individually are fine, and that's exciting, but I'm after championships.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. What else do you want from your superstars to be this elite and to just have a hunger for nothing but success?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how fortunate we are as a fan base to have him here. It's crazy.
It is insane. And I think if the Thunder stay on this track, he's going to win the MVP this year.
Yeah.
How could the Clippers have traded him?
They had to. They had their backs against the wall. The only way they're going to get
and there was no sign that he was going to be this.
No.
Oh, no. People are like, yeah, I might be an all-star late down the line. And
We were like, he's probably a starter.
yeah. Zach Lowe was pretty high on him, but not this high.
Yeah.
There's no way you could have been.
No, but you have to remember the context of that trade is Kawhi was only coming to the Clippers if they were able to get a second guy, and everybody else had turned him down, and Paul George was the option, and Sam used that as leverage to get what he wanted. I don't even think Sam, I don't think Sam even knew that.
You don't even have to put truth serum in him to ask to like get him to say he had no idea. Like nobody had any clue.
Well, and I'll tell you, and I'm sorry I've talked too much, but the other thing that I've started to watch that's become a trend over the last week or two, maybe longer, is the J-Dub fourth quarter is something.
That's a great point.
He's so good.
It's something.
It's specifically in the fourth quarter
Like,
when he
comes
always
in and
shows
he
up
takes
in
over.
the fourth quarter,
It's-
even when he has those games that are like he's kind of in and out of the offense or can't find his shot or rhythm.
And then
and
he
it
has like
always
5 to
hits
6
in the
minutes
fourth
where it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm just going to take over. And what he's done recently that's so, it feels new for him, is his court vision and his passing.
And his check connection specifically.
I mean, it's there. I'm just watching in the fourth quarter. I'm like, oh, this is like, and I think maybe it was Alex was talking about, like, they're not only, surviving the Shayless minutes, but with Dub's kind of arrival in this last month, they're winning those Shayless minutes because of Dub. And some of the passes last night, that's what it was like watching the Harlem Globetrotters. It was so much fun. Giddy was on one last night.
Giddy was really
as far
good.
as passing, and then he threw maybe his first lob in the regular season to Chet.
I mean, it's not, but it felt like it.
It did feel like it, and it was so like you could feel the whole arena going, "Is it gonna make it?"
Yeah.
All right, he did.
It was awesome.
He had the best plus minus.
The bus plus minus.
The plus 46.
J-Dub's assists have been way up the last couple games too. He had a 12 assist game. What was the game before that? 8, 9, 10, something like that. But
he had 12 against the Heat.
He had 12 2 games ago, and he had high assists the game before that as well. Something has clicked for him in that part. The offense has always been there.
It's like the game slowed down. Finally.
Yeah, for sure.
The Heat game was the previous game.
I know. The game before that, he had high assists as well.
Okay.
The Zards.
Zods.
I think with all that said,
He almost had a triple double against.
We're winning it all this year.
Luke, you just spoke out of both sides of your mouth.
But I still think that. I'm worried, cautiously
you bet yet?
optimistic. I'm going to.
Put your money where your mouth is,
I'm
buddy.
about to. I'll let you
The
know what I
later
do.
you wait and the more likely it becomes, the
It's
less
true.
you're going to be able to make money off.
I know that's why I gotta. That's why I don't know.
You got to do it right now.
Well, I'm working on it. Well,
Doesn't feel like it.
but I do. I'm cautiously optimistic. I do think we are going to do it.
I don't know.
I'm
I'm just
ready.
excited for playoffs back in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
That will be very, very.
I don't think they'll win it all, but I think, getting back to the playoffs, like playing playoff games here in Oklahoma City is going to be amazing. I think even, dude, just to win one round, this is, I mean, it's a big accomplishment. It's something they haven't done. We talked about it. They haven't done it in 8 years. So like just to do that would be a massive accomplishment for this squad.
When we are in like making deep playoff runs, this may just be because it hadn't been for a long time, but I just remember the way the city felt at that time, and it was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
It was so fun.
It was great.
We got it, dude.
All right. I am going to run through. I created a master list of 43 trade targets potentially for the Oklahoma City
That's
Thunder.
not a joke number, by the
It's
way.
not a joke number. It's an actual number. This is what I did during the third quarter of this Blazers game last night. Okay. So I'm going to name a player. We have to come up with a scale. Like, help me come up with a scale of like how much would you want this player on the team? So
Mm.
give me some kind of scale. We've done like cereal scales, fast food scales. Like we
Mhm.
need another scale.
That's all I care
Let's
about.
do like Coca-Cola's scale, like carbonated drinks.
Okay.
So like the best carbonated drink,
Is Dr. Pepper Zero.
DPZ.
DPZ. That's the best carbonated drink. Second,
Coke. I mean, I'm not good at this. I could just like Coke Zero,
Everything's zero.
Sprite Zero.
Sprite Zero.
How about
How's Mountain Dew Code Red not number one?
Gross. Although Mountain Dew Zero is pretty good though. You got to get some seltzers in there, man. You got to get
MDZ.
some
let's go.
We need to do bad ones though.
Yeah, what are the bad ones?
my favorite one when I was a kid or when I was a teenager, just to be funny, was Josta. Do you remember Josta?
Josta?
Yeah, look it up. It's cool.
Josta?
No
I
big deal.
kind of do.
Jostaman.
Okay, the worst one.
I feel like this is gonna be more challenging. So
Let's say the worst one.
Shasta?
no, I love Shasta. Give me
Dr.
some Shasta
Thunder.
cream soda.
The
Wow.
So good.
worst?
Yeah.
Let's say the worst.
What's the worst
What
soda?
is the worst?
Caffeine free
Yeah.
Diet Coke.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably pretty
Worst.
nasty.
Yeah, that's bad.
Nothing. Why are you drinking it?
Okay.
What's the point?
What's the point?
What's in the middle?
Middle. Let's say
Are y'all Pepsi guys?
Pepsi. Middle.
Pepsi middle?
I
do
like Pepsi. I like Pepsi.
But would you take Pepsi over Coke?
No.
I mean, sometimes. I
Yeah,
would.
sometimes. I'm with you. That's a good answer.
But let's do Pepsi in the middle.
Okay.
Top, just for simplicity.
Dr. Pepper Zero.
Okay, Dr. Pepper Zero. Then 4,
Mountain Dew Code Red.
Mountain Dew Code Red.
Okay.
2,
For simplicity.
Tab.
I'm so confused.
2, let's say
This is not simple at all.
Why don't we
Wait,
just
what
do
about three?
Can we just
Let's
do
not just
three?
do
No, 3 was Pepsi.
well just three
Just
overall.
three. Yeah,
Doc-
that's what I mean. Yeah.
Dr. Pepper Zero.
Let's start from
Pepsi.
10 down to 1.
Caffeine free Diet Coke. Those 3. Rate them on those 3.
See,
wife
when they used to,
DC.
wasn't caffeine free back in the day like in a gold can for
Yes,
Diet
it was.
Coke?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it still? Is it not?
No, I think it's just like it has the lettering in gold or something like that.
That's my grandma had those. She's the only person I've ever seen drink them
Mm-hmm.
at her house. And that's,
Yeah, because you can't have caffeine, bud.
yeah, but why are you
Like,
drinking it?
just be thoughtful of her.
But why are you drinking it?
Also, how much caffeine does a soda have in it
I don't know.
I don't know.
Apparently enough. Okay.
to kill somebody?
So I don't remember what the scale is, but here we go. Number 1, Al Horford. So the way that the Thunder could
Dr.
acquire
Pepper Zero.
Al Horford is if the Celtics actually want to get Kelly Olynyk. In which case they would have to offload Horford to get him.
Dr. Pepper Zero.
DPZ.
Absolutely. He would
But-
be
but-
awesome with this team.
But what
And
are-
the experience.
He
like,
would be awesome.
Well, what are we giving up for that?
Oh, a
Some
couple seconds
some
or a
picks.
first,
Oh,
maybe.
okay.
Bertons and some picks.
Okay.
Bert.
Yeah, some seconds.
Yeah, that's a code red.
I'm with you.
The Jazz are such a wild card, though. I'm like, what? I'm sure we'll talk about Olynyk ourselves, but I'm like, they're playing incredibly well. And like,
Yeah.
what are they going to do this year? Like,
I don't know.
who do they want to be?
I don't
You know
know.
what I'm saying? They don't have their pick.
Who are you?
They don't have their pick if they get over the 10th seed.
What's
You know,
the deal with the Jazz?
Mikal Bridges.
DPZ.
I'm at the point where like you would have to give up a lot. You'd have to probably give up. Kasem Wallace would probably have to be in the deal. You would probably have to have like probably 4 first rounders, if not more.
How much? How many did you
caffeine-free
say?
Diet Coke in the sense of why would the Nets do that?
The Nets are really bad.
They just throttled the Thunder.
That's their only good game.
Well, hurt
They
me.
lost to the Blazers on Sunday.
Yeah, that's bad.
My wife said that she said that there's 34 milligrams in a 12-ounce can of Diet Coke.
Is she watching?
34
Yeah.
milligrams of caffeine.
Yeah.
How much is in a Red Bull?
Like 120,
How much is in the
A
Panera?
coffee's like 120.
What about the Panera lemonade that kills you?
like 400
1,000?
Yeah. All right.
million.
Next one, Royce O'Neal from the Nets.
The only reason I know anything about Royce O'Neal as being a trade target is because of you. I would put that Pepsi.
Pepsi.
It was 111 milligrams in Red Bull.
Most modern energy drinks have like 200.
Really?
Not
I'd be
modern,
drinking those.
newer ones like Celsius 200 milligrams, Alani's
Yeah.
200 milligrams.
Yeah.
But I think Monsters and Red Bulls have like one.
Nothing beats a hot cup of Joe, right, Andrew?
Agreed.
What about a cold cup of Joe?
Nothing beats a cold cup of Joe, right, Jay?
Diet Coke has more caffeine than regular Coke.
Wow.
They got to make up for it.
10 milligrams
sugar.
more caffeine info coming from my wife as she's watching in our living room.
My wife watching from the living room.
Okay, Royce O'Neal's an easy one to me because you could probably get him for seconds. He's expiring,
Pepsi.
whatever.
Like he doesn't move the needle for me.
I
I
mean,
don't know if I don't even want him to take anybody's minutes right now. He's like an insurance policy.
You don't
Yeah.
want him to take Oos minutes?
Yeah, that's just Mark trolling me.
Oos wouldn't have minutes if the playoffs started today, anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, Dorian Finney-Smith, who would like actually take people's minutes. Like,
Mountain Dew Code Red.
is that first or second? What is
That's
that?
tied for
Two.
first.
That's two. That's the second level of
That's
awesome.
Timberwolves
Which they took
Thunder.
out, but yes.
That's not the Al Horford range.
So Horford's the highest one so far.
Yeah, let's do the range by the people we're trading. So now number one is Al Horford.
Oh,
Is that
okay.
Al
So we
Horford
can
trade?
knock them off. We can knock them off.
Yeah, let's have like a number one spot.
Well, is Mikal Bridges not up there?
It's just so unrealistic to me.
The amount you have to give up.
Well,
It's
what
just
is his
too
game?
unrealistic.
Oh, okay.
So who does? So what is Mikal Bridges? I mean, he's clearly a starter.
Yeah.
So you're bumping out Dort or Giddey.
I think you would have to trade Josh Giddey in that deal. Probably Giddey, Kasem Wallace, and 4 first-round picks.
I wouldn't do that.
I mean, I probably would.
I don't know.
Mikal Bridges is incredible, and he's the guy you want. Like he's a defender. He can shoot. He can do everything.
I've been
I
seeing
think
Nets fans be kind of frustrated with Mikal Bridges from game to game.
It's true. I say this because I got a text from a friend who is a Nets fan that said that he thinks they would trade Mikal before they traded a guy like Cam Johnson.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
the silence in the podcast. Like you could hear the heater.
I just, I love Mikal Bridges. Is it does he have a better reputation than his night to night
But the
performance?
I think the thing for Mikal is, and this is why maybe he's moving up into the Al Horford range for me, is I'm like, he's perfectly fit to be the third or fourth option.
Yeah.
Like that's where he was excelling for the Suns.
Mhm.
And he's in Brooklyn right now, and he's trying to be the best. Like
Mhm.
he's got skill on some nights he'll do it. But for him to be the guy that replaces your Giddey minutes, and so then your starting lineup is Shea, Dort, Mikal Bridges, J-Dub, and Chet.
That sounds so dumb.
yeah, you're pretty much unbeatable because you can play defense at all 5
You
positions.
can switch
Yeah.
all
You can
5
shoot
positions.
at basically all 5
Everybody
positions.
shoots. The quality of shots they're generating already is insane. If you had like one other floor spacer like that,
Yep.
it'd be pretty wild.
Who becomes the new Slob Zard?
I mean, J-Dub,
Yeah, that's right.
right?
Yeah.
He's been really good. You know who it is actually?
Yeah.
Vava.
Oh, Vava.
I haven't. I'm gonna maybe one of these days I'll put in the effort to do this, but I'm like, I just want to see what their record is when he actually gets minutes because it feels like they don't ever lose.
He's good.
Like, did he play the Zards game or not the Zards game? Did he play the Nets or the Hawks? I don't feel like I remember him playing either one of those games.
I'd have to. I don't think he did.
I love watching him play basketball. It's so fun.
He's great. He's great. Okay, we are 4 names into my 43.
All right, we gotta be
person
quicker.
list.
All right.
Okay.
Cam Johnson.
Yeah, that's a
DPZ.
What would you be willing to give up for Cam Johnson?
Dude. You and me are so different on this. Like I heard you like a couple firsts. You can have all of my first for this year if you want them. Like, I don't want another. Like the Thunder have a potentially 3 basically first round picks this year.
Mhm.
They have their own. They have the Clippers. They have the Rockets. They're going to have the Jazz. That's 4 first round picks in a draft that's not very good.
Mhm.
It's like take them all. You can have them all.
Yeah.
Not that the Nets would want that, but it's like you could have 2 firsts this year and a heavily protected first in 4 years.
Yeah. Word on the street is Cam Johnson would like to play on this team
Yeah, let's go.
In DFS, right?
and DFS.
Wouldn't he play? Cam is a bench guy. Like he's going to play. Him and Joe are like very similar.
Yeah, but he's 6'8".
Is he really that tall?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's huge.
Wow. Couldn't we have drafted Cam Johnson? He's just too old.
I'm trying to remember what pick they had in that draft. I don't know.
No, he went way earlier. That's my bad.
Yeah.
The Suns overreached on him. And we were all
Mhm.
just like, oh, that's awfully early for Cam.
It's overwrought.
Yeah.
Overwrought?
Wow.
How about that?
It's not.
Would you trade Giddey for him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that and I'm not trying to be down on Giddey. I think Giddey has played really well, but I think that we're kidding ourselves if we're not looking at this team and thinking like that's the only place where it feels like there's some redundancy in what he brings
Mm-hmm.
and to upgrade a position of need for his and to give him an opportunity to go and lead a team too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, it's fine.
Sombra Reggio 7 in the chat gives us a super chat and says, "Would y'all be down to get Jeff Green back on the squad for some spot minutes?"
No.
I mean, what's 4 on that one? I mean, I don't mind.
That would be tab.
Tab.
Oh, tab.
That's a tab.
Did we mention Tab?
No,
Dab.
just
I did.
now.
It's an
I know
RC.
you
It's
did.
an RC cola.
Okay,
It's an
next
RC
one.
Cola. That's a good one.
Next one, Nick Claxton.
Yeah, I would. That's a code red for me.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I think I like him.
it's a nice backup.
It all depends on what you do with them, like, or how you get them. I mean, as far as what assets you have to get rid of.
I'd rather Horford if we're getting a big.
Yeah, that's why he's not a DPZ.
Would you play him over Kenrich at the 5?
Absolutely not. I'm not playing.
Then when's he
anybody over
playing?
What's the point?
Because I mean, just to have another guy play him in spot minutes. That's the point. I don't want anybody that's going to take substantial minutes, like outside of Johnson or Mikal Bridges. Like most of the rest of these guys, it's like, hey, we need help on the boards. Put Claxton out there.
Yeah.
He doesn't want that role. Like he thinks he's better than that. I
Yeah.
understand all of that, but it's
Yeah.
like there are going to be times where they're going to need a bigger body. And I know they like Jay Will to do most of that. And I think he's pretty good at it. But to have one more to throw out there against the Hawks, who Capella was all over the place because, you know, the Thunder couldn't get off the ground.
I wonder, like, if they did even acquire a bigger body and they played, let's say they get to the conference finals and they're playing the Timberwolves.
Mark's not even going to play him.
Yeah, that's what I was about to
I
say.
know.
Like, we say that and we say, like, oh, they need help on the board, so we need to acquire this guy or that guy, that guy. When they played the Timberwolves, they basically didn't play anybody taller than, I mean, take Chet out. They didn't play anybody above 6'8"
No.
other than him.
Hmm.
Intentionally did not play any of those other guys.
He was so good last night.
That's why I think
Chet was
Horford
unreal.
Chet was
is the best
unbelievable.
big that we could trade for right now.
What about this big Jakob Pertl?
No.
Pepsi.
Yeah, Pepsi.
He doesn't stretch the floor.
Yeah.
You have to have and that's why Claxton, I'm like, probably should be a tab.
Yeah.
So he doesn't stretch.
I just don't think the Thunder are going to change the way that they play for a player like Nick Claxton. Like, hey, we played this way the whole time, except when Nick Claxton is in the game, and now we have a rolling big and a guy who plays drop coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
It's like, no way, bro.
Tab.
Same with Pertl. Otto Porter.
I mean, tab.
Yeah.
He's not even getting minutes for the Raptors right now.
I know. It's just a name.
He's going to go to the Warriors.
Hey, we've got 43 names. There's going to be some of these
All right,
guys.
keep rolling.
There's going to be some names. Bruce Brown.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go probably DPZ.
What
I
would you
go
give up
Code Red.
for
I don't know.
BB?
I've already said this every first for this year. Four of them.
Three?
Three of them.
What?
Paces, you can have them all.
Would you give up Case Wallace for him?
No.
Okay, good. That was good restraint.
I have a high value of Case and Wallace.
I know. I do too. It makes me sad to talk
Would
about
you trade Josh
trading.
Giddey for Bruce Brown?
I would actually, I would
No.
ask for something back from the Pacers if I did.
Just asking.
Not that the Pacers would.
I wouldn't do that either.
Mm-mm.
But I'd give up a first.
Yeah.
Just one. He only has a year left after this.
Man, but he's just a winner.
What are you laughing at?
Andrew's shirt.
Yeah.
I love it.
Patrick Williams from the Bulls.
Oh gosh, Tab.
What's the last one?
Is he
Diet-
playing any better now? that the Bulls have figured
Caffeine-free
themselves
Diet
out?
Coke.
Yeah, he's playing better.
Patrick Williams is a theoretical guy.
I just don't like his game at all. I just
Yeah.
don't like the game. I think it would not fit with
Mhm.
everyone else. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
He's got too much of a name for what he actually does.
That's what worries me about all these, because right now I would consider us a pretty well-oiled machine.
Yeah, the first in the West.
So taking out a part from that and throwing in a new part.
Well, you're thinking about playoffs now, and you're
Yep.
thinking about how young this team is. That's all this is.
I know, but I'm just worried that it's not going to function.
That's
as
why it
well.
has to be a piece that is not, in my mind, it cannot be a piece that consumes a ton of usage or minutes.
So it can't be so it's
I don't think so.
not a starter.
I don't
Unless
think
it's
so.
Mikal Bridges.
Unless it's
Unless it's
Mikal.
Mikal
It has to be the
Bridges, yeah.
perfectly fitted kind of additional piece, or it has to be somebody that's going to get minutes and spot moments.
Do you think Presti has figured out, has his like dream person who that is? And,
Oh, always.
and so he's like, if it could be this person, that would be.
Yeah. But I think Presti also has what we don't, and that's just a tremendous amount of patience.
And intelligence. No offense.
Yeah. And also
talking myself.
basketball accoutrement.
Yeah.
And
I
money
don't know. Does that work?
And appetizers?
and glasses.
Je ne sais quoi. Which one?
Je ne
sais quoi.
Do you think it's a person that we've already talked about? Or do you
Well,
think it's someone
That we're about to talk
that we're about
about.
to?
All right. Keep rolling.
It's just everyone here.
Alex Caruso.
Oh man, I love Alex
Pepsi.
Caruso.
You'd have to give up 2 firsts at least.
Fine.
Then
Don't give a crap
no.
about draft picks anymore.
Yeah.
I'm
If
done with
that's-
that.
I'll do tab on that if we have to give up 2 first. I wish
I feel
we
like
could
the
just
Bulls
get
would
him.
want a player though. Like I don't know what that means.
Yeah. Also, he's short. Do we really need another 6'3" guard that defends?
Who's the
Hey,
one you were
Coach
talking-
D
you were
could
talking
use
about
them.
Somebody on Wednesday the same way. You're like, oh, who was that?
That was 3 weeks ago, dude.
Oh no, it was
that was 3 weeks ago. We'll probably get to him.
Go.
oh my gosh,
Torrey Craig.
indifferent. Pepsi to tab.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's tab. He's tab. What about Bojan Bogdanovic,
Which one is that?
the original Bone Dong?
The one in Detroit.
Yeah.
He has 1 year left at 19 mil.
So is that like 1 year after this year?
Yeah.
Well, how is he? How tall is he?
6'8".
Does he get some bounds?
I mean, no.
No.
He's like pure score.
No.
Big
Pure-
body, big head.
Tab.
Bogdanovich.
I'd probably Pepsi with that guy. Actually,
Pure
Pepsi.
scorer off the
Right in
bench.
the middle.
Okay. Isaiah Beef Stewart.
Caffeine free.
Yeah.
I wouldn't touch a piston. That's the other thing for Bogdanovich, I'm like, it's hard for me to think about taking any Pistons outside of Cade.
Yeah, because they're
They're
losers.
stained.
Yeah, their careers are over. Jonathan Isaac.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't know what he's doing at all this year.
He plays limited minutes. We'll see him on Saturday.
Ooh.
The Magic are here.
Hey, Jonathan.
I'm sure they love like flying from Orlando to here and going, oh, cool. It's a freaking miserable,
It's
cold,
gonna be
windy
so
nightmare.
crazy cold.
Although Saturday, I think that we get a like slight reprieve, and then it's
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then Sunday into Monday
Yeah.
is going to be
not
good. Would you give up a first round pick for a?
Yeah. I've already told I'm bad
You're
Gabe to
insane.
this. Like, give him all.
You've lost your mind. Wendell Carter Jr.
Yeah, that's more on the code red to me.
Wow.
That's just the only reason I even say that is because of the amount of people that are like, yeah, Wendell Carter would be great with this team.
Yeah, and because he looks like Horace Grant.
Because of the goggles.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of out on Wendell. I wouldn't give up like real assets for Wendell Carter. I just don't think he plays them. I don't think he plays like the Thunder play. He's a decent passer. But
Yeah.
like
CFDC.
what?
CFDC. Caffeine-free Coke.
Oh yeah, for sure. Also, he might be like known loser territory.
That's true.
He didn't even start. Goga's taking his starting spot.
Yikes. Goga.
Kind of out.
We can't get a known loser on here.
I'm kind of out.
We can't put a known loser.
What about Bogdanovich
That's very interesting.
from the Hawks?
Bone Dog too.
The Bone Dog.
Do we need another short guy?
Which one's Bone
He's
Dog?
not that short.
Boyan's Bone Dog. Bogdan is Bone Dong.
That's right. Good job.
I mean, he's a great guy. It seems like Pepsi to me. Pepsi into code red territory.
Yeah, he would be like a Vava upgrade.
Bull. Get out of here, dude.
What the heck you say?
Jay loves Vava and
that-
he hates first round
He
pick.
can
That-
really shoot.
That take is tab.
Can really score.
We don't know what Vasa can shoot, man.
We
Dude,
do. We can't.
No, we don't. He shot really well in Serbia and all the other places he's played. The issue is he doesn't.
This is America.
He doesn't shoot. He never looks for his shot.
It's true.
Are you guys into the ginger ale game at all? It's my number one right now.
Really? I like a
Number
ginger ale.
one. I mean, I like it, but not all the time.
Doesn't it make sense for that to be Luke's number one though?
Sugar-free.
It doesn't surprise me.
Sugar-free ginger ale.
Canada Dry?
Yes, in the mini can. I have to leave, but I might.
Oh my gosh. You know what's good? A cranberry juice mixed with a ginger ale.
Oh, really?
Yep. Check it out, dude.
Have you tried the Sprite, the cranberry Sprite?
I've heard it's good.
It's really
I haven't.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
I just
My
bought
friend
some.
Scott Smith said, "Man, I can't find anywhere, but that's maybe my favorite soda."
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what I had the other day?
I said,
that
"You had Dr Pepper Zero."
I have in a long time. You know what I had the other day? It was like nectar from God.
What?
A Bud Light.
No, no.
Bud Light.
Banana, pineapple, orange juice.
Trader Joe's?
Walmart.
Walmart.
Like Dole's.
Dole.
Yeah,
It was phenomenal.
yeah, it's
It was
good.
a treat.
The issue is those things are like, you might as well just eat half a bag of sugar.
I was gonna say just eat.
Those
cake.
juices
Just
are
eat
so good,
eat
but I'm like,
cake.
yeah, it's. I mean, I'm like, yeah, exactly. Trade it in for some cake.
What
I didn't mean. I
That's
didn't
why
mean
you
ruin
cut it. Cut it with water and
No,
fentanyl.
no, some champagne.
Champagne.
Yeah, okay.
Little bit bomb.
A little bit
Uh,
of grapefruit juice, man.
Bye, Luke. Have a great day.
Guys, you guys have a great day.
Clint Capella.
My tummy hurts.
Pepsi.
I don't care about Clint Capella.
If I don't like Nick Claxton, why am I going to Clint Capella?
All right.
I'd
Very-
rather Claxton.
Clickety clack.
Onyeka Okongwu, who has just a
Yeah.
great name. It's just
Yep.
a fun name to say.
Yeah.
You're into the code red, almost to DPZ territory.
Yeah. What would you give up for Onyeka? He can't
I
shoot.
don't. I'm terrible at this.
Seven,
try it.
seven
Try.
first. Yeah.
All the firsts.
Seriously?
No, I give him a couple. I give him 2 firsts.
2 firsts.
Yeah.
2 good firsts.
Yeah. I mean, what's a good first anymore? Every first we have this year, I would say, is average,
Not this
good.
year. I mean, you have to give up stuff in the future for a lot of these guys. Like, are you giving up the The 26 unprotected Clippers pick.
No. How long is
I mean,
Kawhi just got extended for what? 3 years?
3 years. Really, yeah, he really added like 2 years.
Man, it's
to his
hard for
deal.
me to think about those Clippers picks.
Okongwu's stats this year: 9 points, 6 boards, 1 assist, 1 block.
Oh, that's good.
He's shooting 29% from 3 on
Wow.
1 attempt per game. I don't know. What is he good at?
I don't know. It's just the idea of him. Like, I've liked him since the draft.
He's good at hustle. He's good at looking like he does a lot.
He's only 6'8".
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. Hey, did you know that last night, and I don't know if this is true, but they said Vasa was 6'5".
Yeah, true.
That's wild.
He looks big. He's a
Yeah.
big man.
It's true. Yeah, I like Okongwu fine. I just wouldn't give up. I mean, I would give up the Utah pick for him, but I just don't think Atlanta would take that. I'm not giving up anything else other than that because I don't know. He's not that skilled, and like offensively, like what does he do?
Is he isn't he a decent defender?
Yeah, but
He can catch a lob.
I mean, I guess he's just not that big. He's not that big. I loved him at the draft. I thought he'd be way better than this. Maybe he gets unlocked here.
I was about to say, that's always the question. I was like, the Hawks have been okay recently, but they've been really all over the place in his entire career.
Yeah,
He's had a couple coaches now, and like, I don't
yeah.
know.
None of them will start him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought he was going to be awesome in the league, but it hadn't worked out yet. Sadiq Bey,
No.
Caffeine free.
DeAndre Hunter.
The idea of him pushes him into probably the Pepsi territory.
He was
for him.
making 24 million in 26.
I'm
27.
sorry.
Gee.
you know
DeAndre
that?
Hunter is,
Yeah, did you know that?
No, I didn't know.
and he's been
He's
now
got a long.
usurped by Jalen Johnson, hadn't he?
Yeah, like Jalen Johnson's way better than him. Yeah, he's making like 20 plus million until 2027. There's just ain't no way I would trade for him because of that. Like that deal is bad now.
I had no idea he was that rich.
It's bad. He's very rich. He's a very rich man. Okay. AJ Griffin.
I don't know anything about him right now. Like, is he playing okay?
He's not really playing.
He's not really playing. And I saw Hawks fans asking why. And some of them, I think AJ Griffin has some ideas and ideologies that put him in weird spots socially.
What?
Yeah,
Is that true?
that's true. I've read some Hawks fans talking about it.
Tab.
All right, next. PJ Washington.
Indifferent. So Pepsi.
Yeah.
He's another guy that the only reason I even think about is because of other people saying that he'd be a good
I know.
fit.
I never think about him.
He's a weird tweener. He's like
Yeah.
the worst kind of tweener
Yeah.
at this point. Like you don't want to be a 4-5 tweener, like a Morris twin tweener.
Yep.
They used to be They used to be the one that you wanted. Now you don't
No.
because he's not big enough to defend fives and he's not fast enough to defend
You want a
fours.
1-4 tweener now.
You 3-4 tweener.
You
One
want a
four.
1 to 4, 1 to 5 tweener.
Gordon Hayward.
More intrigued. Pepsi.
He's expiring
Yeah.
this year. He's gonna die. No, I'm just kidding. No.
He could
Um,
die.
Expiration date is the end of this year.
He is hurt right now, which
Shocker.
He's always hurt.
kind of the thing with him. But 6'8", can pass, shoot, dribble, can do like all the Thunder things.
Mhm.
If he was healthy around the trade deadline, and you could get him for basically like,
I would say I wouldn't give up a ton for him.
oh heck no. But like Bertans in like a second.
Yeah.
It's such a luxury to be able to have a guy like that though be a role player.
Yeah, that's like
You just can't depend on him. That's the key. It's like
Yeah.
the Hornets would have liked for him to be an important part of their team, but he's just not going to be that.
he makes 31 million.
It's a lot.
So you could cobble it together though. You could trade Bertans. You would put Poku in it. Shout out to Poku wearing a olive green sweatsuit.
Yeah.
Let's see. Trey Man.
Dude.
He was fun.
I love Trey, man.
It was fun watching him.
And to see this team, how much they love him.
And you might have to include Vasa
Nope.
to make the money work.
Out. I value Vasa over every first round draft pick we have.
Well, that doesn't say much because you don't value first round draft.
Actually,
picks
no,
at
you
all.
can actually
the point.
you can get it done with Bertans, Poku, Treyman for Gordon Hayward.
Yeah, probably.
probably do it.
You could do it, and it saves. You could be like, hey, Hornets, you're going to save $6 million off your cap. You stink anyways. You can get a crack at Treyman.
Yep.
You know, you can extend Poku if you want to. You know,
Sure they do.
Yeah.
and the Thunder I actually like that.
Yeah.
Because if Hayward doesn't play big minutes, I don't think he's going to make a big stink about it.
He's also not going to get hurt if he only plays, 7 minutes a night.
Oh well, he could.
And
he
if
did
he's
break
healthy,
his
like-
leg the first minute of the game.
if he's healthy, I don't know. I kind of like that one. And then adios Bertans.
Yeah.
He's not going to play in the playoffs anyways. Terry Rozier,
Don't care.
no.
No.
Kyle Kuzma,
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's DPZ territory.
really?
Yeah. Y'all kind
Wow.
of got me on the Kuzma train
Wow.
on Wednesday.
He takes as many shots as Shea does per game.
Okay.
now.
Well, that's not happening.
Code red.
Is he going to be willing?
Does he come in here and think, yeah, I'm the second best?
From what I
guy.
know about
Yeah, does
Kuzma,
he-
yes. That's
Yeah,
what
I was
he's-
gonna say, does he come
So,
in here
all
and
right,
think like,
he's
hey,
down
this,
in the- he's
this
Pepsi.
young J-Dub guy is pretty cool, but like
Right.
I'm a lot better than him.
He's
Right.
Pepsi.
Yeah, I don't think they would ever trade for him. Denny Avdia,
Pepsi.
Code red.
you have to give up probably a pretty decent first for him.
Code red.
I don't like that he's not that good of a shooter.
Yeah, he's kind of
He's
big
a
shooter.
Zard too.
Yeah.
So I'm always like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think I like him fine.
I do think that the Wizards being a trade partner makes a ton of sense because of the relationship with the front offices and
Yeah,
kind of they're in asset acquisition phase, so it's
Mhm.
like, that they're going to be looking to what can we do to get more cracks at, top pick.
yeah, I'd put him in the code red
Yeah.
territory. Corey Kispert,
Pepsi.
yeah, he just doesn't do anything else other than like he shoots it, which is great, and he can cut.
That's
like
what I
that
was going to ask is like, what does he do better than Bertans?
He can move,
He can move.
and he's a better defender.
Okay, he's a better defender. I don't really know anything about Kispert other than he shoots threes.
I really
And he
liked
went to-
him.
and he went to Gonzaga.
I really liked him out of the draft,
Yeah,
but that was for a different version of the Thunder.
yeah,
Like a team that was desperate for shooting
Mhm.
and a team that was still kind of looking for pieces that fit not as the way they've currently constructed the team, where they just have an expectation that everybody that plays is going to be able to do everything on the floor.
Mhm.
And like out of all these guys, I keep thinking, okay, to trade for someone, this person coming back has to be a 4-skill guy.
Yeah,
They've got to be able to.
That's kind of what I
like,
was alluding to.
Yeah.
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 They have to.
Kispert's not really that.
No.
Neither is this guy Daniel Gafford,
No.
No.
Mike Muscala.
Yes.
4-skill guy.
I mean, he's not going to bring the ball up the floor necessarily, but he can rebound, he can shoot,
Yeah.
he plays hard. Like he's also a guy that the organization loves, and he loves the organization. Bring
you-
back Mike.
Yeah, bring back Mike.
No question. That's Dr. Pepper Zero. Him and Al Horford. There's two guys so far that I really want.
Bring back Mike.
Bring back Mike.
Hashtag bring back Mike.
He's not getting minutes.
Doesn't care.
Who cares? Just get him back in the locker
If
room.
they don't get minutes, who would you rather have, Horford or Mike?
Mike,
Who would Coach D rather have, Horford or Mike? I think Horford.
maybe Horford. Landry Shamet. We're almost done.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, he stinks.
Landry Shamet has been the most disappointing shooter that I've ever seen in the NBA.
Yeah.
That is funny. He did have that reputation as like he's a pure
Oh man, this
shooter,
dude he
three-point
is
shooter.
a knockdown shooter, and I've never seen him when the game matters hit one that
Yeah.
matters.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
I've like seen him do more dunks than hitting big threes.
He also looks like Waluigi,
Yeah.
which might be cool, honestly. Kelly Olynyk.
Yeah, that's the only. I mean, that's my third guy.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
a DPZ range.
He'd be awesome on this
Awesome.
team.
I'd rather have
And he has a
Olynyk
relationship with
than,
Shea
like-
and Dort because of the Team Canada stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Then like even over a guy like Hayward, because
And he-
it's like Olynyk comes in and he plays. He's playing minutes right now. He's been good in the league the whole time, and he doesn't
does-
really get injured.
and
Mhm.
he fits the mold. Like he's
Yeah.
a shooter. He can make decisions with the ball.
Great
he can-
passer.
He can rebound. He's a
Yeah.
good like
Canadian.
he's the guy.
Canadian.
He's the guy.
He wears a headband.
PJ Tucker.
No,
No,
if he's disgruntled of his role for the Clippers, like what's he going to feel like sitting in Oklahoma City?
he's the wrong type of old guy you want on this team.
Yeah, totally.
Say it.
Russell Westbrook.
no,
No.
absolutely.
What if
not.
Russell's just like, you know what? I don't know that this LA role is for me.
No,
This era feels
No.
completely different. It feels fresh.
No.
I'm so glad
No,
that
no.
Russ did everything he did for us. Wow, what a time we had with Russ. But you know, good times come to an end. When one door closes, another one opens. And this is the door that opened. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, Russ.
All you'd have to give up is Poku.
no.
No.
All right.
What do you think? What do you
Come
want?
and be a mascot?
Don't put this on us. What do you want?
I'd love to have him back.
You're so full of crap.
son of a.
You're so
Dario
full.
Saric. Speaking of love to have him back.
I like Dario too. He fits the same mold as those other guys.
Yeah.
Like, you're kind of seeing what's rising to the top is like this is the kind of guy we're thinking about.
Yeah.
So far, we've elevated Olynyk, Horford, Muscala, and Dario Saric.
Moses Moody.
Yeah,
Mosey,
I'd make a run at him.
Mosey Moody.
I wouldn't give him a ton for him.
Moses.
I think the
Moses-
Warriors would be
Moses-
looking for somebody that can
Moses.
contribute immediately, and so
Yeah,
then it puts you in
definitely.
a place where you're like, who from the Thunder would you be okay giving up?
Yeah. Who? Like, I don't know that there would really be anybody that could actually help them that you'd give up at this point. I mean, they would be asking for like
They want a player. They want
they would ask.
Cason Wallace, or they would want I mean,
Yeah, they would ask for Isaiah Joe probably.
no, absolutely,
Yeah,
not.
no
Or
way.
Kenrich, they would ask for but
Kenrich would ask for Kenrich. Would you give up Wiggins?
No,
No.
Just asking. Just asking. Andrew Wiggins,
No.
more intriguing, but no.
Bertans, and a first.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, what does Wiggins want his role to be for this team, and why would the Warriors do that to save money? I guess.
Yeah, save money. And,
Well,
and Wiggins is like has been like
He's been legit
Terrible.
bad this
Terrible.
year. That's the thing. He's been bad.
he's been,
Well, and there's no way to assume that a trade, like a change in scenery for him, would be beneficial, since the only time he's ever been really consistently decent has been with the Warriors.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's shooting 29% from three, 41% from the field, 68% from the free throw line. In 26 minutes, 11 points and 4 rebounds.
The only benefit of Wiggins trade is the fact that against Oklahoma City, he's just his best.
Yeah, he's only 28.
I know it's crazy.
And it's just like it's weird. I think there's
He feels way older.
there's
than that.
obviously like some stuff going on.
Yeah, there's something.
Yeah,
Going
the
on.
Warriors are problem.
Rashawn Holmes.
Don't even know who that is. You
Yeah,
talking about
he's
the
a
old
big
center
man.
that used to play for Sacramento.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Was he at Dallas now?
Dallas.
He's not that old.
He didn't
No,
play.
they could have had him at any other point.
Yeah, I'm with you.
He's limited big.
I'm with you.
No, Andrew. Why do you want Rashawn Holmes so bad?
Santi Aldama.
That's an interesting
No.
guy. I think he's good. He is good.
Pepsi.
Would you give up a first for him?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, you guys are crazy. You guys are wild.
We don't care, dude.
We don't.
John Conchar.
I'm telling you,
No.
like I know I've heard of these guys, but no.
Grizzly. Is he still in the Grizzlies?
Chetty Osman.
Nope.
Keldon Johnson.
Nope.
Doug McDermott.
Nope.
Bring back Doug. Bring back Doug.
Do not bring him back.
Last one. People keep bringing this name up to me, and like I have my explanation as to why this would
Victor
not happen.
Wembanyama.
Victor Oladipo.
LeBron James. No. Kevin Love.
Oh man, that
Kinda-
one is interesting.
Kind of fits the same
Code
mold
Red.
that we're
Yeah.
talking about. The only thing is, and this has been like
I honestly forgot he was in the NBA.
somebody actually sent me an email about this one. I got an internet mail.
Was it Kevin Love's agent?
No, I'm like, just at this point, when you're at his stage of his career as a Hall of Famer, you kind of like get a say as like what's going to happen. Like, would Kevin Love really want to trade from Miami to Oklahoma City?
Can't imagine he would.
There's just no way he would want that.
I honestly forgot he was still playing until that Heat game.
And like the Heat are competitive. There's really just no reason for that to happen. And like the Thunder aren't going to give up assets, you know. So it's just not going to happen. Okay, regular FriPod stuff just didn't happen. Didn't do any TQs.
It's because I can't.
Maybe we'll save it.
I
for another
can't
time.
figure out how to be here on time anymore. Something happened.
Well, also we're at an hour 7, and I had it turned into a 45 player list.
Did we go through all
We
45?
went through all 45,
Did we really?
and
That's the content that people want, though.
That's like almost a fifth of the league.
and
isn't
it almost guarantees that they're going to find somebody that's not on my list to trade.
No,
for.
wait a second. How many people are in the league? Like 500, huh?
400.
400. Okay, not a fifth of the league.
10.
All right. Hope you guys have an awesome weekend. If you're in Oklahoma City, try to stay warm, and we'll talk to you guys again on Monday.